This video is brought to you by MyHeritage. All right, check this out. I want to show you guys the exact moment this Trump supporter realizes that tariffs are inherently inflationary and that he, along with other consumers in America, will be bearing the brunt of Trump's proposed tariff policies. You can almost see the oh shit moment on camera when he realizes what he voted for. And the reason why it's so important to talk about it in this specific moment is because Canadian premiers just issued a strong response to Trump's tariff threat, the minister says. Trump right now is trying to nuke our relationships with some of our closest trading partners. I don't just mean close geographically, because of course Canada is our next door neighbor, but Canada is one of our largest trading partners. So applying tariffs to their country would not only nuke their economy, but also nuke our economy. Some Canadian premiers are urging Ottawa to respond robustly to the threat of tariffs coming from US President Donald Trump and have highlighted critical minerals and metals as products the United States relies on, Canada's finance minister said on Wednesday. So in Trump's attempt to look strong or have some sort of leverage over Canada, he's literally about to nuke both of our economies because Canada is our second largest trading partner. You can't just put tariffs on our next door neighbor and expect there to be no blowback. But even if Trump doesn't actually place the tariffs that he's proposing, this has already sort of rattled our relationship and made America seem less trustworthy on the global stage. It's like Donald Trump is coming into office kicking and screaming, and when Trudeau comes to Mar-a-Lago to try to calm him down, he tries to spin that as a win. Or when Claudia Sheinbaum calls him and says, dude, we can work together. We've been working with the US. We're supposed to be allies. Then he paints that as a win when we were already allies with Mexico. It's all very performative. So I think it's very important that we talk about the actual on the ground effect of tariffs so Trump isn't able to spin it and make it seem like this is some end all be all magic bullet. So before I play you this video, I just want to show that when Trump enacted tariffs during his first term, not only did he start an all out trade war with China in 2018 because tariffs are inherently escalatory. When you place a tariff on another country, they're going to respond, and then you're going to respond, and then it continues to escalate. So he started a trade war, and then the proceeds from that trade war, and keep in mind, these proceeds came from American manufacturers, American consumers that bared the brunt of this cost. Those proceeds went back towards angry farmers who Trump had to bail out. The word for this is counterproductive. It's all counterproductive and inefficient. It's almost laughably counterproductive. Let me just show you this. 92% of Trump's China tariff proceeds has gone to bail out angry farmers. And if you look at this chart, where is Trump's China tariff revenue gone? The total tariff revenue from 2018 to 2020 over here on the left. And again, this revenue is not coming from China. It's not coming from Chinese companies. It's coming from American companies importing these products. The vast majority, 92% of this revenue went back towards farmers who needed to be bailed out. It's so laughably counterproductive. And let me show you this video of explaining exactly why tariffs are inflationary.
So when it comes to Trump, do you dislike his policies or him as a person or both?
I don't dislike Trump as a person in the sense that I've never met the guy. So I think he has a lot of personality traits that make him completely unsuited to being president. And also, I think his policy prescriptions, to the extent that they exist and he understands them, which is a different part of it. A lot of the stuff Trump talks about, he still doesn't know how tariffs work. We're 8 years into this thing, 9 years in. He still thinks China pays the tariffs when they're paid by American companies.
Yeah, I've seen him talk about tariffs.
Very confused guy.
Wait, so China's not paying tariffs right now?
The tariffs are paid by the American companies that import the Chinese goods. That's the way it's such a fundamental, and I see you looking a little confused on this one. Yeah, I'm confused. This is the way tariffs work. What Trump did is place tariffs on Chinese imports. By the time the imports get here, China's been paid for the stuff. Maybe they get net 120 terms, right? But in a sense, China has already transacted. The American company who brings the goods in pays the tariffs.
Really?
You're kidding right now.
No, I thought he said he was raising the tariffs by 50 to 100% for Chinese imports.
You got to clip this. I'm begging you. You got to clip this and send it to me.
No, I'm genuinely
None
confused.
of this stuff is getting cut out, right?
No.
Oh, my God.
We post everything.
Please. The tariffs are paid by the company that does the importing. So if you want to build a building in the U.S. and you import Chinese steel, you pay China for the steel, you pay the U.S. government the tariff. This is why it's inflationary. Economists have looked at Trump's tariff proposal and said it would make stuff more expensive for Americans. by adding the cost of the tariffs to the total cost of production.
Now, everything he's saying is very, very true, and I just want to take it one step further. All of Trump's policies, especially when it comes to economics, are inherently contradictory. So he wants to say that let's reshore manufacturing. Let's bring manufacturing back to America. And it's like, sure, of course, everybody wants America to be strong on the world stage when it comes to manufacturing. No liberals are against manufacturing in the US. We're just rightfully pointing out that number one, it's not as simple as you think. Number two, it takes time, but also, if you're gonna reshore manufacturing, we need labor, and you want to deport all of the labor. You want to deport the labor en masse in a violent way, Donald Trump. So how are you gonna reshore manufacturing when we don't have the labor to fill these new plants or whatever it may be? I do want to finish this off by showing you this video from friend of the show, Walter Masterson. This is a brilliant piece of work because this Trump supporter, at the beginning, thinks that tariffs are paid for by China, and by the end of this 60-second clip, look at this dude's stance. He's like, He's standing there like Socrates, like, I did just learn that maybe tariffs are inflationary. Let's check this out.
I'm voting for the man that's going to take America back, baby. Donald J. Trump, man.
What's one of your biggest issues?
It's probably going to be inflation, because I sell T-shirts and all that stuff.
Your T-shirts are made in the USA?
No, my blanks, no. See, that's the thing Trump's talking about. If we tax them, hit tariffs, the same item they're making over there will cost the same to make over here.
We pay the tariffs.
Well, the companies pay the tariffs, not us.
China doesn't pay the tariffs. We do when they come in.
What did Jesus do for you?
No, it doesn't work like that.
Like if I'm buying 1,000 shirts from China and there's a tariff on it, I'm paying the tariff.
Well, no, whoever's getting it imported in is going to pay the tariffs.
Yeah. I'm the business owner. I'm paying the tariff. China doesn't pay it. I pay for it.
Well,
like if I'm the business owner and I buy 1,000 shirts,
I see what you're saying.
China's not Jolly. So I'm trying to explain.
Who pays the tariff?
They're paying the tariff.
Do you think that? Do you believe that?
I was trying to say, because I sell merch as well.
I sell you something for $10, right? You're going to sell it to him for $20.
Exactly.
But then I make you pay me $15 for it. Are you still going to sell it to him for $20?
Am I going to sell it to him for $20?
If I raise the price $5.
Oh, it's going to have to go up.
Right. So
yeah, the consumer foots the bill.
Have a good day.
So he realizes within the course of that 1-minute clip that yes, the consumer does foot the bill, and that perfectly loops back around to what this dude was saying brilliantly. That perfectly loops back around to 92% of the proceeds from Trump's trade war during his first term going to bail out angry farmers who had to foot the bill. And then finally, just to loop it back to the first article, this is a developing story that I'll be covering over the next few days. Canadian premiers urge strong response to Trump tariff threat. This could start an all-out trade war with our next door neighbor. I'll leave it at that. I have a long week coming up. I'm switching apartments. I'm traveling, so my output is going to be a little bit lower. Comment hi, Adam, if you're still going to be here in 5 days when I come back. And really quickly, the idea of uncovering my own family's history has always fascinated me, especially since I'm always uncovering stories in politics and media, yet I don't know my own family's history. That's why I partner with MyHeritage for this video, and with access to over 20 billion historical documents, MyHeritage makes it much easier to explore your roots even if you don't know much about your family. It helped me a lot because once you start building your family tree, you'll be amazed at how much fun it can be. MyHeritage's instant discovery tool helped me add over 40 relatives to my tree in no time. Here's a snapshot of my great-grandmother, who I barely even remember from childhood, but with MyHeritage, I learned about her stories, her family history, how she got here. As I dove deeper into my family's history, I learned stories I never imagined, especially about my great-great-grandfather and his journey from Germany in the 1880s. For example, I found out that he came from a small village to the US during a particularly difficult time in German history following the unification of Germany. They settled near the Midwest, and that's how I got to where I am today. I learned about their jobs and what they did once they got to America, and I remember my grandmother from my childhood memories, but learning about her childhood was absolutely mind-blowing. So if you want to dig deeper into your family's past, their DNA kits are incredible, their family trees are super helpful, and you may get some unexpected surprises yourself. If you're curious about your family history, click the link in the description for a free 14-day trial. That is a free 14-day trial. Thank you to MyHeritage, and thank you guys for watching.